Hi guys, I'm Aika, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about the two most iconic handbags in my opinion, and that is the Hermes Constance 24 and the Dior 30 Montaigne. If you're new here, I'm Aika, welcome to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I post a lot of fashion related videos, reviews, unboxings. If you're interested in any of that, then consider subscribing to my channel by hitting the red button down below. Also turn on the bell to be notified each time I post a new video. Every time I look at these two handbags, I see so many similarities as if I was looking at the same handbag, but at the same time I see so many differences, and in this video I wanted to point out all the similarities and all the differences that these two handbags share. Anyway, without any further ado, let's begin. So we're gonna be talking about the physical appearances of the handbags a lot in this video, so I'm just curious if I'll have to hold them too like this during the whole time I'm filming this. I don't know, my hands might fall off by the end of the video, we shall see. But let's start with the similarities that these two handbags share. Number one is the shape. It's very obvious, it's the shape. I mean, it is almost the same. This bag is a little bit more longer, more of a rectangular shape, whereas this one is a little bit more squared looking, but nonetheless the shape is almost the same. Number two is the clasp. Can you see the huge logo in the front? It is basically the same, and both stand for the names of the brands they belong to. So the H for Hermes and then CD for Christian Dior. That's really obvious. Both are in this gold hardware again, but Hermes comes in silver hardware, or how they like to call it, palladium hardware. In this case they're both in gold hardware. And the last similarity is the strap. The position, the location of the strap, it is exactly the same. Can you see? But on Dior handbag the metal parts are a little bit thicker than on Hermes one, but anyway it looks exactly the same. And now let's talk about the differences. There are so many differences, although these two handbags look pretty much the same. Funny thing, just now I mentioned that the similarity is the position of the strap, but the actual strap is so different. So let's take a look at this. The strap of the 30 Montaigne is a lot longer than the strap of the Constance, but also on the 30 Montaigne the strap is completely removable or adjustable. You can adjust the length of the strap, you can make it shorter, you can make it longer, but also you can remove it completely and use this bag as a clutch. And I mentioned this in the review video of this handbag. I'm gonna have it linked up here and in the description box if you're interested. Take a look at that as well. We can clearly see that there is no way on earth we can adjust the strap or remove it. It's just here on the bag and there is nothing we can do about it. We just have to deal with the length, whether we like it or not, but it is impossible to adjust it and it is impossible to remove it. So the second difference is the back pocket. As you can see on the 30 Montaigne there is a back pocket over here, which is very convenient to put your phone in when you're in a rush. You can easily take it out, you can easily put it back in, whereas in this case on the Constance bag there is no pocket at the back, so the only place you can store your belongings is inside the handbag, but there is no pocket at the back. The next difference is that the Hermes Constance bag is a full leather bag, which means that there is leather on the outside as well as on the inside of the handbag, just like we can see over here. Whereas on the 30 Montaigne, I know this is a canvas version, but even if you get the leather version of the 30 Montaigne, I'm pretty sure that the inside will have the fabric lining instead of the leather lining, and this makes the Constance bag a little bit more luxurious than the 30 Montaigne, but at the same time not that convenient because it is very easy to clean the fabric material of the 30 Montaigne. If you get some dirt inside, inside, whereas in this case with leather you have to be a lot more careful. I mean, all these leather parts are made out of the softest leather ever, and it's just so easy to scratch it, to stain it, so you have to be double careful with it. So the next difference is that Hermes Constance is considered to be one of the classics. It's the bag that's been around for such a long time. It stood the test of the time. It is very hard to get. It is extremely expensive, but it keeps its worth. It doesn't lose its value, and it's a good, relatively good investment piece. Whereas 30 Montaigne is a relatively new design. I think it's been out for about a year now, maybe a year and a half. It is a pretty new design to House of Dior, and right now 30 Montaigne feels like a more trendy bag than a classic bag. It might become, if not already, a classic Dior bag, but for now I feel like this is more on a trendy side, whereas Constance is a true classic bag. So that's the next difference I see between the two bags. And for some reason Dior just never holds its value. The handbags devalue pretty fast if you decide to sell them. So in this case I'm not really sure how much you'll be able to get out of the 30 Montaigne if you want to sell it, but I don't think you will ever be able to sell it for more than you bought it. Whereas Constance is a little difficult to find, and you'll be able to sell it for a premium price, getting all your money back that you spent on it initially. The next difference is that this handbag actually has two compartments inside. So this one and then this one, and I feel like it can fit a lot more because on the side it looks a lot wider than the 30 Montaigne handbag. Let me show you how the 30 Montaigne looks inside so you can see what I'm talking about. It only has this one main compartment, which is good and bad at the same time. It's good because you can fit larger objects inside the handbags. It's just one big space, but at the same time, if you look on this side, the bag is pretty, it's not flat, but it doesn't hold a lot of things inside. Trust me, it doesn't fit a lot at all, just your essentials. And now take a look at the Constance side by side. So Constance can definitely fit a lot more than the 30 Montaigne, but because it has this second compartment in here, the space of the main compartment is a little bit more limiting than the one on the 30 Montaigne, and you might not be able to fit larger objects inside your handbag. But I mean, if you're carrying this handbag, you wouldn't be taking with you something extremely large, right? But it can still fit a lot more than the 30 Montaigne, because 30 Montaigne just looks a lot flatter and a lot smaller. And the last and the most important difference these two handbags have is the price point. This bag is a lot more affordable than a Constance bag. So the Constance bag retails for 7,000 euros, and I say euros because it's a more known currency and it is easier to make the conversion between your local currency and euro. So euro in Paris, this bag retails for 7,000 euros. It is extremely expensive handbag, and I do understand why. First of all, the name Hermes. It's just the best of the best. It's like the creme de la creme, you know? Most of the money goes for the brand. Number two is the craftsmanship. It takes a lot of time to produce one handbag like this. They're in very limited quantities. It is very difficult to find one. It is almost impossible that you walk into Hermes asking for a Constance and then you just get one. It's a rarity, and it's again almost impossible. You have to get on a wait list and wait for your Constance to arrive. I had to wait for 2 years. The retail price of the 30 Montaigne is 2,700 euros. They had a price increase quite recently, I think in the late 2019, in like December or something. Before, this bag used to be 2,500 euros, but I bought it after the price increase, so I paid 200 euros more. This is 2.5 times less expensive than the Constance bag. At the very beginning of this video, I promised to give you my honest opinion about which bag I think you should go for. And let me tell you, these bags are so different, although they look so similar. If I had to choose one handbag I would keep the Hermes Constance. And I'll tell you why. Reason number one is that it's Hermes. It will hold its value. Even if it looks like trash, you will still be able to sell it for at least 50% less than the retail price, which is a lot of money compared to this one. This bag, looking like trash, will still be more expensive than the brand new Dior bag. Point number two is that this handbag will never ever go out of style. It will be on trend forever. It will be a forever classic piece and Hermes. Whereas this one, if you like this style, and I love this style, even if it's a trendy bag, you are just obsessed with the bag, you want it to be a little bit carefree, you want it to be comfortable, you want it to be useful, you want it to be versatile, then this is the bag to go for. This bag is very youthful, this bag is very edgy, but at the same time it is such a classic as well. It gives me such Parisian vibes. I love the back pocket, I love the strap that you can adjust the length, that you can remove it completely, use this handbag as a clutch. It is a very versatile piece. I love that mine is in canvas because it just won't get scratched. And also a lot of people talk about how delicate the canvas is. I wore this handbag when it was pouring outside and nothing happened to it. It is pretty durable in my opinion, and you don't have to baby it a lot. Whereas with this one, I'm so scared to take it out to the world. I know it is a classic piece, it is a beautiful piece, but it is so delicate. I mean, the outside, obviously it's Epsom leather, it is pretty durable, scratch resistant, but on the inside it has the softest leather ever. Whereas in this case, it is all fabric. It is impossible to scratch it inside because it's all fabric. And if you're someone super fashionable and edgy, then this bag is definitely for you. And also the price point doesn't bite. I mean, it bites, but not as hard as this one. But at the end of the day, it is completely up to you to decide which bag to go for. Anyway, this is it for my today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!